Right, the local shop has run out of ginger and lemon tea bags, and I'm partial to it. So what they haven't run out of is ginger and lemon. So I'm going to make my own. Now, I'm going to try and do it as quickly as possible. So just to show it's not difficult. So I'm putting the burner on high. I'm going to turn it down later on to a medium to high heat. Miles easier to boil the kettle first. So that's 1.5 litres of water, and the kettle absolutely as full as it's ever been. Right, so I've got here 1 lemon, I've got some ginger, about the same size-ish, and I've got a load of mint that I've got out on my garden. So I'm going to chop all these up, let that boil, and stick it on there. Starting with the lemon. Take the ends off. I want to try and get a decent amount of surface area on the lemon, so I'm chopping it into first in half, then into quarters, then into eighths. Once I've done 8, what am I doing then? 16ths, I suppose. So it's in cubes, yeah? And I'm going to take the outside of this piece of ginger off. All the bits that I've got for this, I'll put a thing on afterwards that shows what utensils I've used. Maybe some instructions or something to show how easy it is. This is inspired by, notwithstanding the fact that I've always liked ginger and lemon tea, but definitely inspired by Nepal and the way they like to do it. So respect to all the Nepalis out there. Right. Keep all this together. Save it going in. So same with this, the ginger, I'm going to chop it in half. And then into quarters. It's a bit knobbly, so be careful. And again, maybe it's a good idea to grate it, perhaps. I might try that in the future, but for now it's just getting chopped up. Let's keep things simple, that's the idea. Doesn't really matter what you're chopping it into, let's face it, you're going to boil it up anyway, but make sure they're small enough, like I say, for surface area. There's some chunks, you can see about what size they are, nothing pretty. Right, now this stuff, this mint, this has got all like buds on it and that, nice actually. Good for birds like it, bees seems to like it as well. But I don't want anything that's woody, so we'll pull all that off. Let's just get the leaves for that, make life easy. I've washed it. My mother would tell me. I've listened to her. Right, you can hear that kettle's about to boil now, so once that's boiled, put it into the pan. Wow, that is a full pan. So, get the top on, turn it down at this point to like medium to high, otherwise you're going to have a volcano on your hands. Let's get the rest of these leaves. Usually I don't like mint tea that much, but fresh out the garden, all those antioxidants and that. It's got to be good for you anyhow. Home produce. Carefully boiling over because it's too hot. Right. What I'm trying to do is break these leaves up a bit so all the juice of them gets released when we boil it up. It's ready now to be chucked in it, so let's hurry up. And all this, I'm going to sieve it out later on, so you don't need to bother about that. Alright, that'll do. It's all broken up nicely. So all of this stuff, chopped lemon, chopped ginger, chopped mint leaves, going in the pot. Wow, that's hot. Alright. Easy. Then back on the heat. Stick that on. I reckon leave it in, maximum simmering 5 minutes only, otherwise it'll get evaporated and you'll wonder where it's all gone. What I like doing with it is obviously having some mint, ginger and lemon and mint tea, nice, especially with honey in it, but then letting it cool, putting it into ice cubes so you can put it into a cold drink, and letting it, once it's cooled, and in the morning maybe you can have a nice cool drink to wake up with. Lots of uses for it. Anyway, let's see what happens after 5 minutes. Right, it's coming up to 5 minutes. It's probably been actually about 3 minutes. But I'm getting the other one on the go. The water's not so clever here, so that's why I'm using bottles, but it just highlights exactly how much has gone in, so that's 1.5 litres. Probably there must have been some already in the kettle, and I hadn't checked last time, judging by how full it was, but just put 1.5 litres in. Right, this has been on for, 5 minutes. It's boiling like mad. Let's have a look at it. Don't leave it like that for ages, because you're just going to lose your tea to evaporation. So getting the second one, getting the second pan, get a colander or something like that. Alternatively, if you haven't got a big colander, maybe use something like that with a strainer. That's quite handy. But in this case, I'm going to strain it out first through the colander. I don't advise pouring boiling water towards you. That is a stupid thing to do. Right, then all this stuff, the point is, all this sieved out now can just go on again. I reckon you can get 2 or 3 out of it. That's probably is that enough. Depends how long you want to let it sit, I guess. Right, so this is red hot in here now. It's good for a cup of tea. That's what I'll be getting out of it, I reckon. Let's test it. See what it's like. Oh yeah, that's good. That's alright. It's got to be better than one out of a bag, surely. Don't let it evaporate. Put the top on, let it cool down. Drink some out of it tonight, or whenever you've made it, but I suggest then letting that cool and putting it in the fridge overnight and then reusing it. You can reboil it, can't you? Freeze it, do what you want with it. Anyway, but there's about 1.5 litres worth in there. I'm going to repeat exactly what I did again. I'll put it on and then we'll call it good. And I'll put a step-by-step guide after this. You know, pictures of utensils are used and what have you. Look how easy it is. fear not that the shops run out. Desperate times, desperate measures, and if Craig's in the COVID kitchen, it must be desperate times. But that is a good tea. Right. One and a half litres done. Back on the heat. Again, give that 5 minutes maximum, otherwise it'll all turn to a mush. And pour it in, and then actually you can just let it cool, strain it out at some point, and then what have you got? 3 litres of tea, easy peasy. Enjoy it.